They told you Scotland was all bagpipes, castles, and rainy skies. They were wrong. What they didn't tell you is that hidden behind the cliches lies a version of Scotland that most tourists never get to see. Secret islands with their own microclimates, roads that twist through untouched wilderness, and ancient villages where people still speak in a language older than English itself. This isn't the Scotland from postcards. This is the version reserved for the few who dare to look deeper. You see, the real magic of Scotland isn't found on crowded tour buses or in souvenir shops. It's tucked into the mist of forgotten valleys, in the hush of candlelit abbeys, and in the bold burn of a whiskey poured straight from the source. This is where travel becomes transformation, where your camera stops clicking and your soul starts listening. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So if you thought you knew Scotland, think again. Because by the end of this journey, you won't just have new places to add to your bucket list. You'll have a new lens through which to see the world. And it all starts now. Historic cities and castles. Every stone in Scotland seems to echo a chapter of the past. And nowhere is that more true than in its historic cities and castles. Edinburgh feels like a living museum. Its cobblestone streets wind through layers of time, from medieval alleys to neoclassical buildings. And perched above it all, Edinburgh Castle watches silently, as if guarding the soul of the country. For many, it's the perfect starting point for any authentic Scotland travel experience. Further north, Stirling tells a very different story, one of bravery, strategy, and the fight for freedom. This city was the stage for legendary battles, like the one led by William Wallace. Walking across Stirling Bridge, you don't just see the views, you hear the ghosts of rebellion in the rustling grass. It's one of those rare travel tips that feel like time travel, modern streets layered over ancient courage. Then there's Dunnottar Castle, rising defiantly from sea-battered cliffs, almost like a cinematic illusion. And Eilean Donan? That's the kind of place that makes tourists pull over mid-road trip just to breathe it in. These castles aren't ruins, they're monuments with personalities. Some whisper, some roar, but they all pull you deeper into Scotland's heartbeat. Even those not typically interested in history find themselves lingering, especially when they learn the little-known tales behind the stones, like the castle that saved the Scottish crown jewels from Cromwell's army, or the hidden passageways used during wartime. Knowing these details transforms ruins into revelations. That's the power of storytelling when paired with place. And just when you think you've soaked up all the drama and history your soul can handle, Scotland flips the page. Not to more facts, but to the beating heart of its culture, carried through traditions, languages, and the wild places where it all still breathes. Cultural and natural treasures. Culture in Scotland isn't tucked away in museums. It's out in the open, stitched into kilts, echoed in folk songs, and toasted with whiskey in firelit pubs. You'll see it in the tartans of Highland clans, each pattern like a fingerprint passed down generations. Every color and line has meaning. It's not just fashion, it's heritage worn with pride. For travelers, these aren't just clothes, they're wearable stories. And then there's whiskey, liquid gold, sure, but also a deeply cultural ritual. Distilleries like Glenfiddich and Talisker don't just produce spirits, they preserve tradition. If you've never done a whiskey tasting, let this be the place. Don't just sip. Ask the stories behind the flavors. Peat, smoke, sea air. It's a travel guide into the Scottish soul through your taste buds. You'll hear the old Gaelic tongue in the Outer Hebrides, soft, musical, and full of meaning. These islands, from Skye to Mull, carry not just language, but ancient ways of life. Life slows here. People know the tides, the wind shifts, the stories of the rocks. It's a reset button for the modern traveler. No Wi-Fi? No problem. Connection here is measured differently. Even in more touristy towns, you'll find Sealith dances in village halls, folklore in every pub corner, and musicians who make the fiddles sing like the wind through the moors. You don't need to understand every word. They play the kind of music that speaks directly to the bones. These are European destinations that give more than memories. They change your rhythm. And just when the culture has pulled you in close, the land opens again, with natural attractions so unique they almost seem imagined. But they're real, wildly, breathtakingly real. Unique natural attractions. Imagine standing on the edge of Loch Ness. You feel a strange stillness, like the world is holding its breath. Sure, the monster tale is legendary, But even without Nessie, there's a magnetic pull here. The water is dark, the hills moody. You don't have to believe in mythical creatures to feel something ancient moving under the surface. Some call it energy, others call it Scotland. Drive through Glencoe and you'll know what heartbreak looks like in landscape form. The beauty is almost painful. Misty peaks, narrow valleys, and a silence that feels like reverence. It's no wonder poets and painters return here again and again. This isn't just one of the best places to visit. It's therapy. Nature adventures like these make you remember who you are underneath the noise. Further north, the Cairngorms feel like another planet. These Arctic plateaus stretch across the Highlands with snow even in summer. You'll see herds of reindeer, yes, reindeer, and ancient Caledonian forests that seem to hum with history. For hikers and stargazers alike, this place is pure magic. It's the kind of nature that doesn't compete for your attention. It earns it quietly. You might also spot the elusive Scottish wildcat in protected reserves, a rare feline more myth than mammal. Birdwatchers, meanwhile, can spot golden eagles soaring across remote ridges, and if you're really lucky, the northern lights sometimes flicker across the northern skies in winter. Not a bad reward for braving the cold, and as these wilder places leave their mark on you, it becomes clear there's still more to discover, especially when the journey itself becomes the destination. Buckle up. The most unforgettable routes are just ahead. Spectacular routes and hidden gems. Scotland's not just about where you go, it's about how you get there. And few routes are more iconic than the one crossing the Glenfinnan Viaduct. Even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, watching the train curve across that historic arc, surrounded by valleys of green and gold, is pure movie magic. This is a scenic road trip moment that stays with you. Now, if you're up for a thrill, take the Bealach na Bar Pass. Hairpin turns, sudden drops, and views that steal your breath literally. It's not for the faint-hearted, but if you love the kind of travel tips that push your limits, this is it. Just make sure to go slow, take breaks, and don't rush. The journey is the destination here. Then there's Plockton, small, serene, and totally unexpected. Palm trees sway gently near the harbour, yes, in Scotland, giving the village a surreal Mediterranean feel. Locals will tell you it's a microclimate anomaly. Travellers will tell you it's paradise. Few European destinations offer such charming surprises around every corner. Even remote trails offer something special, like the Road to the Isles or the North Coast 500, both ideal for nature lovers, photographers, and anyone who finds peace in wide-open silence. Every stop feels hand-picked by the universe. You see castles, coastlines, and cozy towns where time takes its sweet time. And after all that discovery, your heart might crave something deeper, a sense of belonging perhaps. And where better to find that than in the places that shaped Scotland's spirit of learning and faith. Centres of learning and faith. Scotland has always punched above its weight when it comes to knowledge and spirituality. Take St Andrews, for instance, not just the home of golf, but of one of the oldest universities in the world. Its ivy-clad walls have shaped minds for centuries, including royalty. If you walk its streets, you'll feel a quiet confidence in the air, a mix of intellect and tradition. But learning here isn't limited to lecture halls. In places like Iona, on the Isle of Mull, spirituality becomes part of the landscape. This tiny island helped seed Christianity across Scotland and Ireland. Its abbey stands like a whisper to the heavens, with waves crashing nearby as if to keep time. For many, visiting Iona isn't just a travel guide stop, it's a pilgrimage. What's fascinating is how seamlessly these places combine sacred and secular. You might attend a lecture on Scottish Enlightenment in the morning and find yourself in a candlelit chapel by evening. This rhythm of thought and reflection is deeply Scottish. It's education with soul. Even the architecture teaches you something. Look at the chapels, the libraries, the bridges, each one a message carved in stone. They tell you that knowledge is lasting, that wisdom outlives us. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel a gentle nudge. Keep learning, keep questioning. And sometimes, the most profound lessons come not from books or sermons, but from a quiet sip of something ancient, like the peaty whiskies of Islay, or the tales shared in coastal towns where ships and stories dock together. Whiskey and coastal charm. Let's talk about Islay. If Scotland had a soul distilled into a bottle, it would be here. This island is famous for its intensely peaty whiskies, so strong they're practically personality tests. Love it or hate it, one thing's for sure. A tasting tour on Islay isn't just a stop, it's a rite of passage. Even whiskey beginners come away with a new appreciation and probably a new favorite dram. And it's not just about the drink, it's about the people pouring it, the centuries of craftsmanship, the smell of sea and smoke blending in the air. You start to understand that this isn't just a beverage, it's heritage you can sip. If you've never done a distillery tour, start with Ardbeg or Laphroaig. They're legendary for a reason. Then there are towns like Ullapool, quiet, wind-kissed and filled with stories. Fishermen, artists, musicians, they all coexist in this coastal haven. Aberdeen, by contrast, is bigger and bolder, with a granite backbone and a proud maritime past. Both offer that special Scottish blend of grit and grace. Coastal Scotland reveals a dual identity, strength built on centuries of shipbuilding and industry, softened by the poetry of the sea. Walk the docks, talk to the locals, and you'll feel it too. There's resilience here, wrapped in salt air and anchored in tradition. And just like that, the journey across Scotland comes full circle, through landscapes, legends, culture, and connection. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning of seeing the world, and yourself with new eyes. Now that you've seen the side of Scotland most travelers never do, what will you do with it? Will you let this inspiration fade like a dream? Or will you let it push you to explore, to experience, to expand? The world is full of breathtaking places, but the way you see them, that changes everything. Maybe it's time to stop chasing crowded landmarks and start seeking the hidden gems that stir something deeper. Think about this. What if your next journey wasn't just a trip but a turning point? What if the fog-covered cliffs of Glencoe or the whispering stones of Iona could help you reconnect with something you didn't even know you were missing? And let's be honest, don't you deserve that kind of experience? So tell me, what part of Scotland surprised you the most? What destination are you adding to your list? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. Let's start a conversation that keeps this journey alive. And if you're hungry for more stories, more discoveries, more real travel tips that change how you see the world, then hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community of curious travelers.